It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Wednesday, the 14th of December. I'm Michael Groff. Very mild conditions around here today and tomorrow. Temperatures approaching record highs, and then we start to cool it off big time for Friday and this coming weekend, with the prospect of rain still on the table, although not looking nearly as promising as was once thought. And then fairly mild conditions as we head into next week, with a little bit of forecast uncertainty thrown in just for good measure. And maybe we'll sneak a peek at the Christmas Day forecast too. Why not? So a lot to talk about. Let's get out there and look at it this morning. Mostly cloudy skies here in the valley this morning at 4:15 a.m. And at Sky Harbor Airport, we start out very warm again, 54 degrees right now. Dew point at 43, relative humidity 67%. The winds are light and the barometer is rising. Temperatures across south central Arizona and around the metro area this morning. There's a few upper 40s on the board at Maricopa and Fort McDowell, but most of us are in the low to mid 50s. There are some high clouds moving across the southwest on the satellite this morning. And the watch warning map features plenty of winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings, wind advisories out here for much of the west, the Sierra, the Cascades, the Rockies, over toward the Black Hills of South Dakota. Winter weather conditions from around Muskegon to Traverse City to Rogers City, Grand Rapids. Some lake effect snows up that way. And also some winter weather conditions in northern New England. Dense fog advisories on the Florida Peninsula from near Cedar Key south to Fort Myers, as well as on the Gulf Coast of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. On the convective outlook, no organized areas of severe weather anywhere across the country today. A little bit of thunder, mainly in the southeast. As far as our weather goes, let's talk about the details as we get out to the models. This is the GFS, the 06Z run, valid at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time today. There's that big vortex of cold air still sitting over Ontario, so plenty of cold for the northern plains, Great Lakes, and northeast. Around here, flat ridging, westerly flow. We are mostly sunny and mild. Again, some high clouds, though, from time to time today. High temps in the mid-70s. The record high for today is 78, set in 2010. I think we stay at least a couple of degrees below that. We'll go for a high of 76 this afternoon. The GFS ensemble has us at 77. This run of the GFS at 76. So either way, we'll be close. Tonight with partly cloudy skies, lows mainly in the upper 40s to mid-50s, so we'll be mild again. Tomorrow, clouds on the increase, especially later on in the day. Another warm one, though. We'll be in the mid to upper 70s. The GFS ensemble has us hitting 79, and if that happens, that will tie the record for the date set in 1969. Thursday night, moisture will continue to increase, and by Friday morning, a few showers possible here in south central Arizona. More rain and snow in northern Arizona and points north from there. Problem for Friday is going to be that the moisture is going to come in. We'll have some subtropical moisture, not nearly quite the layers, the level of tropical moisture that we thought we would have, but still a significant enough amount to warrant a pretty good chance of showers, a 50% chance of rain for us for Friday. I think a lot of places see something, but it's not going to be a whole lot. The main dynamics are going to stay to the north of Arizona. The cold front that we thought was going to come through here Friday midday won't come through till later, and as a result, most of that moisture plume will be well off to the east before the dynamics of the front comes through. So the bottom line is we're not going to see nearly as much rain as we thought. Still think it's kind of showery on Friday, but they'll be very light showers at best, so not going to amount to a whole lot. By Friday night, that'll still linger around. Saturday morning, it'll be mostly out of here by about 5 to 8 a.m. or so. And Saturday should be a partly sunny day, some high clouds around. High temps, much cooler though, mid to upper 50s. Saturday night should be a chilly one. Lows in most spots in the 30s, near 40 in the urban core. Sunday, we're still cool. Highs mainly in the upper 50s with partly sunny skies. On Monday, another short wave piece of energy drops down out of western Canada and cuts off into a low pressure area over Arizona at some point late Monday and into Tuesday. But that's not going to produce any rain. Too dry. It's mostly moving over land. No moisture advection whatsoever. So just a few clouds. High temps upper 50s to low 60s. Same for Tuesday. The European keeps that low cut off and actually retrogrades it off the west coast, whereas the GFS starts to eject it toward the east. This is a week from today, Wednesday, the 21st of December, and it shows a negative tilt short wave over the southern plain states with another piece of energy dropping through the Intermountain West. We're dry with west to northwesterly flow. High temps would be seasonal, low to mid 60s. This is Thursday, the 22nd, troughing over the central part of the country. We're still dry. And again, seasonal temperatures. And this is the end of the forecast period, Friday the 23rd. Pretty good troughing all the way down to the Gulf Coast. More energy dropping into the west, the Pacific Northwest, Northern Rockies, Northern Plains. But we remain under dry westerly flow. Nothing around here. Now, that's the GFS. The European, on the other hand, says, wait a minute. And it starts to bring back that cutoff low, and it pulls in plenty, copious amounts of moisture into the southwest states during this time. This is, again, Friday the 23rd. So if this verifies, we'd have a very wet end of next week. We'd be heading toward Christmas Eve on a very wet note. And certainly we hope that happens, but the prospects of that seem unlikely. Again, there's too much forecast uncertainty out here to buy into any one scenario. And the models have performed very poorly of late, especially anywhere beyond 4 or 5 days. It's been a very low confidence kind of season. Speaking of low confidence, let's take a look at it anyway. Why not? This is Christmas Day at 11 a.m. And if this verifies, and very likely it will not, this will change, but pretty good ridging off the East Coast. And we'd be under mainly dry westerly flow. A very pleasant day around here. I would say seasonal. High temps low to mid 60s. Pretty cold air further to the north, though, for much of the Intermountain West. But some snow possible for Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, around Des Moines, back toward Omaha, Council Bluffs, North Platte, Valentine, Kearney, Dodge City, Kansas City. You'd be having a white Christmas if this verifies. Toward Milwaukee, Chicago might be in the rain. St. Louis might see some rain. Little Rock, some rain, and maybe a little bit of light rain along the immediate Gulf Coast, the Texas coast, and parts of southern Florida. But looking pretty nice for Christmas if that were to pan out. But again, that's going to change. And this is rainfall for the next 10 days, and this is the rainfall that we'll see from this upcoming event. And it does not look promising at all. Look at this. We've backed way off with amounts less than 1/10 of an inch here for the valley, and absolutely nothing for much of southwest Arizona. So that is not a very encouraging sign. The European has a little bit more rain in here, but either way, it's not going to be a huge rain event. All right, temperatures through the period. Yes, warm today, tomorrow. I think we're cooler than 73 on Friday, but either way, we'll see a big cooling trend for the weekend. Temps getting down in the 30s for overnight lows, maybe even here in the urban core. And then near seasonal conditions for much of next week, all the way out toward Christmas and beyond. And that's a look at the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. Our next video by tomorrow morning. Thanks as always so much for watching, and have a great Wednesday.